welcome to another episode of the You Only Live Once Life and Business Innovation Style Meditations Conversations. I'm Yung Han Hani, bringing to you another yummy conversation so that you can be yummy in your body and in your life. So today our topic is about positive feedback loops. We have thousands of you asking about what are some examples of positive feedback loops. And as we know, the biggest challenge when you don't have positive feedback loops is that you have negativity that goes down and down and down. And the spiral is not controlled. You will have a lot of explosions, a lot of miscommunication, and a lot of emotions everywhere. So in this video, we're going to talk about what is positive loops. We're going to talk about what the structure of positive loops are so that you can get that every single day whenever you remember. And we're also going to give you some examples, 4 examples of how to use these positive loops in the examples of kids, communication with lovers, communication at work, as well as friends, colleagues, or acquaintances. So let's jump in. So positive feedback loops are basically ways in which you can provide suggestions and ways in which the relationship can be preserved and maintained positively while you create and share some constructive criticism. So the biggest confusion about positive feedback loop or detriment if you don't use positive feedback loop is that you can say a criticism and the person may respond in a very defensive way. For example, can you wash the dishes? The dishes are dirty. And the other person may be like, why are you always telling me to wash the dishes? I don't want to wash the dishes. Or that they're not dirty, they're clean. And so positive feedback loops allows the person to have a response such as, yeah, for sure, I'll do it, and they'll do it happily. So that allows feedback to inspire action, which will then give you a very positive result. So what is it? Positive feedback loops are ways to communicate criticism in a constructive way that yields positive results. That's what it is. The structure of positive feedback loop is very simple. If you don't do this structure, you actually miss the ability or miss the opportunity to communicate in a really positive way. So the structure is simple. There's 3 steps to it. The first step is you acknowledge something that person is doing positive already. So in the case of washing dishes, you would say something like, thanks for making dinner tonight, it was very delicious. Or thanks for opening door, or thanks for something, and mention why you heartfeltly have gratitude or appreciation for that person. And then step number 2 is to ask them to do more of something positive that they're already doing. Hey, you've been so helpful today. Do you mind, would you like to support by washing the dishes? Give them a choice. Allow them to see, okay, yes or no. So once you acknowledge them, you ask them if they could do something more of that they're already doing that's positive, and then you close that by giving them immediate positive response. So the moment they head over to the dishes, say, thank you, you're always so supportive, or you do dishes really well, or thanks for being very helpful. So whatever that is, you want to open it with acknowledgement. You want to clearly define what you want and need from that person, and if they're able to support you, thank them immediately after and let them know the impact that it is making in your life, big or small. And that is the structure of positive feedback loops. So for example, for kids, cleaning up the house, or behaving in a very, very polite manner, or behaving in a way that is thoughtful. You can say, hey Sam, or hey Thelia, you've been so amazing today, you are great. And then, do you want to pick up your toys? And then, thanks for picking up your toys, you've done amazing. Like, that's for kids, right? For lovers, let's say that you want them to touch you in a certain way. Say, oh, I love it when you touch my waist, it feels so good. Do you mind squeezing my thigh? And then they squeeze your thigh. Thanks for doing that. That feels so good, babe. Okay, at work. So at work we have something like, thanks for always responding to my emails so quickly and promptly. I'd love for us to create another meeting to discuss the next steps for this specific strategy. Would you mind taking the lead on the agenda? The person goes yes, and be like, thanks for always being so helpful. So that's a way that you can communicate at work as well. Open up with acknowledgement, state what you want, and then positive closure. Okay, friendships. Let's say you want to have a friend who you don't want them to complain as much. So you say, thanks for always, coming and meeting me and having lunch with me. And then say, I love it when you focus on the positives, and I love it when you share with me all the good things that are happening. And then they share more of the good stuff. Would you mind sharing more of the good stuff? And then they do that, and then say, thanks for always sharing your joy. So these are some ways, these are 4 ways to do positive feedback loops. I've told you the structure, so that's a very simple structure. You can apply the structure not only in your life, but also in your love life and your relationships, and it works tremendously well, getting you exactly what you want. And remember, you don't have to have such crazy desires. You can move them step by step, but every single time you add a desire, you want to have those 3 steps in it. So don't jump to the end. Don't be like, I need you to get from a 0 grade to like an A+. Go from 0 to 1 to 2 to 3, and then slowly work your way to 100. But each time you go one more level and you ask for one more thing, you want to close that feedback loop. You want to have 3 steps and then close it, so that both parties feel happy, both parties feel like they've won, and both parties feel like they're ready to engage even further in positive and enjoyable interactions. So this is Ying-Han. There's so much more in our You Only Live Once book. I have the links down below. And of course, there are 200 other videos here. Please subscribe and to support our channel. And of course, we'll see you tomorrow on another video. Talk to you soon.